ignition on for me. Bear with me, let me just run round to the front. Okay, sir, when you're ready. Perfect, and then if you give her a couple of revs, lovely. Hello, welcome back. We're here in the 1955 Riley RME. This is the first drive video with the owner, and he's going to tell us about this beautiful car and how it runs and drives. So, sir, when you're ready, if you would like to start us off with arguably the most important and fundamental component in this here vehicle, and that is the engine. So, when you're ready.
Yeah, so the obviously the 1500 engine. I mean, it's quite a heavy car, but it runs lovely with this size. It's always been a great runner. Always started on the button, never lets me down. That's a great engine.
Good, perfect. And tell me about the suspension. Obviously, the older cars generally have a bit more of a smoother ride, maybe slightly a bit more bouncy, but not generally as firm as modern cars.
No, that's right. It's got a torsion bar front suspension, and very modern sort really for this year. It runs. It feels good suspension. So a little bit bouncy, but that's how they've always been. Yeah, good suspension.
Cool. And as we're coming up to a junction, it's probably a good point to chat about the brakes. How do they feel to you underfoot? Is there any kind of is there a lot of travel in the pedals? Is there quite a good bit of bite? Is there any squeaking? I mean, I didn't personally do anything.
No,
but
there's nothing abnormal to the braking, and it just feels just like a modern car to me. It's always passed MOTs with very good braking because it's got a very large brake drums, and yeah, I mean, even when they've been on the rig where they brake, even the MOT people are surprised how good they are. Lovely braking system, hydraulic.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You can, there's more to say. And I think obviously we've got a manual down here. Is it a 4-speed?
4-speed box, yeah, 4-speed. Lovely, yeah.
How does it feel in between gears? I'm going to say like switching into like reverse and bits and pieces.
No,
like...
that all feels very good, very normal. It changes gear nice. Never had any complaints in that department.
And the like higher RPMs. You know, there's nothing untoward there or anything like that.
Not at all. Not at all. The springs are a lot gone on the actual rear leaf spring. It's gone a little bit sort of slack, but it's always been like it in a way that's a little bit lower. But that's nothing. I mean, I've had the car for 50 years, and it's always been like it, and I've enjoyed looking with the car. It looks a bit sleek. It looks good.
Yeah. And it's something that I wouldn't normally touch on, but I'm just curious, how does it feel kind of to drive in terms of the steering? And you know, we haven't got obviously any power steering or really
No,
many modern
no, that's
amenities in here. It's very basic driving, which is,
right. Yeah.
I mean, depending on who you ask, I personally enjoy less assists, if you will.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy the steering because it's got such a big steering wheel.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel at all stiff when you're moving at all. Obviously, I'm used to, like most people, with power steering. It's very interesting to sort of think how. I find it very interesting to think it drives like it does with this. With this large steering wheel. It feels great.
Perfect. And I think the last thing that I'm really going to touch on, obviously, is we've got all the dials and bits and bobs here. So we've got one for amps, which is obviously the battery level,
Yeah.
or I would imagine actually how much it's outputting at this current particular moment. We've got water, which is very important, and as you can see, the car is up to temperature.
Yeah.
Is that oil? That's oil
That's oil
temperature,
pressure.
oil pressure.
That's oil pressure. It runs about 50, but like now it's showing 60 pounds. So it's got very good. It's got a good pressure. The car was rebuilt. The engine was rebuilt in 1930, just over 30 years ago. So new white metal bearings and complete rebuild. The lovely thing about the car is that most of the parts on this car are actually original, and it's been fantastic that it's been able to have carrying on all these old parts. Just been like cleaned and running, and so even like the Delaney heater in there, I switch it on and it runs lovely. It's quite incredible, really. I think most of this car, I did have some work done on the carburetor a couple of years ago, but that was sort of rebuilt by Diamond, the garage down in Essex. It's a Riley garage, and they did up the car completely. Reconditioned it and running lovely.
Cool. Perfect. Well, thank you for that. It's much appreciated.